If you spend any real time online, you know the internet is just vast. It's this huge, sprawling landscape.
Absolutely enormous.
A place for connection, incredible information, endless entertainment. But it also has these deep, pretty unsettling corners.
Yeah, kind of like dark corners.
Today, we're not really exploring abstract ideas or history. We're doing a deep dive into a collection of genuinely unnerving, sometimes disturbing tales that came right out of the digital ether. They left behind unsettling questions and, well, in some cases, horrifying real-world consequences.
Yeah.
So, fair warning to you listening. The stuff we're about to discuss is sensitive. Listener discretion is definitely advised. We're heading into some dark territory here.
Indeed. And these stories, they're stark reminders, aren't they? That the virtual world isn't always separate. It's not detached.
Not at all.
Sometimes it becomes this chilling mirror reflecting the most disturbing, inexplicable parts of human behavior. It really blurs the lines between online and, well, horrific reality.
Okay, let's get into these. We'll start with one that's chilling, just because of how close it was to a real-world tragedy, like a premonition almost that maybe slipped through.
Right.
This happened late last year, September 30th. A post popped up on 4chan.
4chan?
Yeah, notorious for its anonymity, often controversial, totally unfiltered content, you know.
Very unfiltered.
And the post itself, it was stark, simple. Just a warning for anyone living in the Northwest not to go to school the next morning.
Or dead. No specifics.
Nope, just the Northwest. Now, if you're familiar with places like 4chan, these kinds of ominous, sort of threatening posts, they're not exactly rare.
No, unfortunately not. You see a lot of noise.
Yeah, they pop up, often feel like edgy attempts to provoke, so it's easy, maybe too easy to just dismiss them, just more online static.
And that's the really insidious thing about these warnings, isn't it?
Yeah.
The sheer volume of, well, online theatrics means even genuinely sinister intentions can just get lost.
Lost in the noise. Exactly. Yeah. Or just written off as some morbid joke. It creates this huge signal-to-noise problem for anyone trying to spot real threats.
Exactly right. But here's where it gets truly deeply unsettling. Horrifying, really.
Right.
The very next day, 26-year-old Christopher Harper Mercer opened fire at a community college in Roseburg, Oregon.
Oh, wow. Right after the post.
Right after. He killed 9 innocent people. Mercer himself died that day in a shootout with police.
Right.
Which, of course, meant there was no way to definitively confirm if he was the one who made that specific 4chan post.
So, no direct link proven.
No proofs. But that doesn't make the timing any less eerie, does it?
Not at all. It hangs there.
The question just lingers, was this the perpetrator boasting? A cryptic warning? Or just a truly horrifying coincidence?
That unnerving synchronicity, the post and the tragedy lining up like that, that's what really stands out.
Yeah.
It leaves you with this chilling what if, even without definitive proof, and it highlights a huge dilemma, really, for law enforcement, for society.
How do you tell? Right. How do you sort genuine threats from the endless stream of online garbage without resorting to, mass surveillance? It points to this new, really complex frontier in threat assessment, the needle of intent hidden in a digital haystack.
That thought alone is, it gives you pause.
Okay, let's pivot now. From a chilling premonition to a platform that was actually designed for convenience, for connection, but it got tragically exploited. We're talking about Craigslist.
Oh, Craigslist.
Yeah, I'm sure you're probably familiar with the really disturbing phenomenon people call Craigslist killers.
Unfortunately, yes, it's become a known issue.
Since the site started, there have been dozens of murders linked to it. People using Craigslist ads to lure victims. And tragically, it keeps happening. It turns this mundane classified site into something much darker.
It's such a stark illustration, isn't it? Even platforms built on seemingly harmless ideas, fostering local trust, anonymity for selling a bike or whatever.
Yeah, everyday stuff. They can inadvertently become fertile ground for opportunism, for exploitation. It just shows how digital convenience could open up these profound new vulnerabilities in how we interact.
Okay, so this particular story involves a deeply disturbing message, posted in January 2016. The subject line was chillingly simple, just Tulsa here.
Okay, direct.
And the content of the post,
even
more unsettling. The user thanked the city of Tulsa, said they'd allowed them their first kill,
Oh my-
and then chillingly added they were considering doing it again.
Wow, just openly posting that.
And the poster also claimed it was stranger on stranger, which, as you can guess, makes it incredibly hard for police to investigate.
Almost impossible. No prior connection, no obvious leads.
Exactly. Authorities were made aware of the post, obviously, they looked into it, but after extensive searching, no bodies were ever found. No arrests were ever connected to that specific message.
The ambiguity there is what really gets me. Was it a horrific boast, just designed purely to terrorize people, incite fear?
Or was it real?
Or was it a chilling, undetected confession of a real crime that just went undiscovered? The fact that we don't know, that there's no closure.
Yeah, it leaves a really unsettling feeling.
It does. Like a phantom menace just lurking out there in the digital shadows. It forces you to confront the possibility that some truly dark acts might happen completely off the radar,
Yeah.
hinted at only in these obscure corners of the web.
And speaking of deeply unsettling, let's talk about this online phenomenon. Individuals who claim to enjoy genuinely twisted content.
Right, the shock value stuff.
We probably all stumbled across someone online, bragging about liking animal abuse videos or other kinds of extreme shock content.
Yeah, it pops up sometime.
In this next story, we have a post from a Reddit user, and they described in really vivid detail their enjoyment of listening to a CD apparently composed entirely of violent deaths.
A CD of death audio.
Yeah. The original poster described it as, and this is a direct quote, 74 minutes of death rattles, 911 calls, people dying, screaming, crying, and being burnt alive.
It's incredibly graphic.
Yeah.
And disturbing.
It is. And the instinctive reaction for a lot of us is probably to dismiss posts like that.
Absolutely. You want to believe it's just attention seeking, or someone trying to be edgy online, pushing boundaries for shock value.
Right, like performance art almost.
Yeah. There's this comforting thought, maybe, that nobody could genuinely get pleasure from hearing such horrific sounds.
And that's the natural tendency, isn't it? We kind of crave that dismissal because the alternative is so profoundly disturbing.
It is.
But the user was so specific, so graphic in their description, it makes you pause, makes you question.
Liz?
And it makes you wonder about the mindset of someone who wouldn't just seek that out, but actually enjoy it, something so awful. What does that reveal about the darker corners of, human nature that the internet sometimes surfaces?
What this really underscores, I think, is that while we might desperately want to dismiss these posts as just performance, there are indeed individuals who find enjoyment, or at least some kind of morbid fascination, in these disturbing acts. The internet, with its anonymity and global reach, creates this almost unique ecosystem for them.
A place to gather.
A place to exist, maybe even connect with others who share these proclivities. It enables this sort of consumption economy of the extreme that basically unthinkable before.
Oh.
It forces us to admit that maybe the only reason we tend to disbelieve it when it's right there is because we're more used to seeing the outcome of that kind of dark enjoyment reported in the news.
Right, after the fact.
Rather than the raw, unfiltered expression of it online.
That's a profoundly unsettling thought, truly. Okay, let's move to a case that's gained quite a reputation online. It's possible you've heard about this one, maybe seen it discussed in forums.
Okay, I might know this one.
This dates back to 2007, and it also originated on 4chan.
Again, 4chan.
Yep. An anonymous user posted an image of a young lady, and alongside the image was this chilling challenge, like a macabre guessing game.
Right, I think I do remember this.
The post basically said, if anyone can correctly guess their own post number, I'll tell you where she's buried.
Just laid out there like that. A horrific game.
A truly macabre guessing game, yeah. Played out online in real time with potentially horrific stakes.
The sheer brazenness of it. Using the platform's anonymity for something so dark. It's really something else.
Exactly. Now, guessing games like this, hitting post number, they aren't totally unheard of on 4chan, so people started trying their luck. Posting, hoping to hit the magic number, and then someone did. Someone actually guessed the correct post number.
Wow.
And in return, the original poster provided a set of precise geographic coordinates.
They actually gave coordinates.
They did. And here's where the digital horror just crashed into brutal physical reality. Shortly after these coordinates were posted, news reports started coming out about the discovery of the body of an 18-year-old named Emily Sander. She'd been missing.
And the coordinates.
Chillingly, horrifyingly, the coordinates provided on 4chan matched the exact location where her body was found.
Wow. That's direct and awful. The chilling part here isn't just the act itself, but this persistent debate that came up later about the timing.
Right, I've heard about that.
There's this lingering question. Was the post made hours before the body was officially discovered, implying a perpetrator brazenly taunting the world online with their crime?
Or was it after?
Or was it shortly after the discovery was known?
Yeah.
Maybe by someone involved or someone who found out quickly. Regardless, the act of using a public forum to turn a heinous crime into a morbid game,
Yeah.
leveraging that digital anonymity, it represents this particularly disturbing evolution, maybe, of criminal behavior. It speaks to a profound detachment, a disregard for human life, just amplified by the perceived distance of the internet.
That debate alone, the idea someone could be so audacious, it sends shivers down your spine.
Really does.
And finally,
Yeah.
we come to Facebook. Now, for many people, Facebook feels like a relatively safe space online, right?
Relatively, yeah. Compared to some corners.
It's where you connect with friends, family, share photos, milestones. You generally don't expect to run into the absolute darkest parts of human depravity there.
You hope not, anyway.
Sadly, this next story tragically proves how wrong that assumption can be. It reveals the platform's potential for just unimaginable cruelty.
Okay. This sounds bad.
This horrific incident happened a couple of years ago. In the Philippines, photos of a young girl's mutilated corpse were posted directly onto Facebook
Oh, God.
by her own father, a man named Mark Alvin.
Her father.
Oh, no.
Facebook.
Her father on Facebook. A truly unimaginable betrayal of trust, yes.
Unimaginable.
But amplified to an even more horrifying degree by the public broadcasting nature of the platform.
It weaponizes something meant for connection.
Yeah.
Turns it into this tool for extreme public torment.
Absolutely. The motive behind this unspeakable act came from a severely strained relationship Mark had with his wife.
Okay.
She had moved away to Canada and apparently refused to come back after they had an argument. So in this truly depraved act of vengeance, Mark decided to take his anger out on their 7-year-old daughter, Angel.
On the child? No.
He brutally murdered her, and then he posted the gruesome photos of what he'd done onto Facebook, specifically for his estranged wife to see, as a sick form of revenge.
That is monstrous.
Yeah.
Using his daughter's murder as a weapon against his wife, publicly.
It's even said there was a video that went with the photos, all of which, thankfully, have since been taken down from the site.
Thank goodness for that, at least.
Mark Alvin was arrested, and later, chillingly, claimed he doesn't even recall his actions from that day.
Doesn't recall it.
Yeah,
Wow, this incident just raises this incredibly uncomfortable question, doesn't it?
it really does.
How do platforms that are meant for connection, for communication, become a public stage for such unimaginable acts of cruelty, of despair?
Yeah.
It forces us to think about the extreme ways personal anguish and just pure depravity can manifest and be broadcast in the digital age, reaching far beyond the immediate victim to traumatize potentially countless others who just stumble upon that content.
Right. The ripple effect.
It really challenges our understanding of what public even means online and the profound vulnerabilities it can expose.
These cases we've discussed today, they're such a chilling reminder, aren't they? While the internet is undeniably this powerful tool for connection, information, collaboration,
All true.
it also holds this profound mirror up to the darkest, most unsettling aspects of humanity. It reveals the capacity for malice, for cruelty, for this chilling detachment, and for just utterly inexplicable acts that can emerge from the human psyche.
What these disturbing online posts really force us to confront, I think, is an uncomfortable truth. The digital realm isn't just reflecting society. Sometimes it can become an incubator,
Yeah.
a stage, a broadcast mechanism for the most extreme human behaviors. It challenges our assumptions about online safety, about anonymity, and ultimately about human nature itself in this hyper-connected world we live in.
So what does this all mean for how we navigate these online spaces and the unsettling realities they can reveal?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah. It's definitely a question worth pondering long after this deep dive is over. Thank you for joining us on this unsettling journey. We encourage you to stay curious, to question the uncomfortable, and to join us again for another deep dive into the stories that shape our understanding of the world around us.